Well,
Couples only. Unless you just look like a couple and you kissed one time. It was just one kiss.
So they're telling me that if me and my dad are hanging out, they would
I kiss my
They
dad.
would murder me because I've kissed my dad once.
Michael, I could tell from that kiss with your father that the sparks were there.
The chemistry was insane. Shut up, Dad. Shut up, Dad.
Touch
you're not
my
supposed
thigh
to agree
and-
with them.
Hey,
Let me explain something to you, son. Dad, why is your hand on my thigh?
It's all right, son.
well, I haven't told you what I'm about to explain.
Don't worry, I see sparks fly. Ooh. Oh.
You go, I see nothing because I'm going to disassociate again.
The tunnel's coming back.
Too real? Sorry, too real?
Time to get your heart on.
Whoa.
With
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa. From out of left field.
Whoa. I was going to go
Something
with a
like
very
that.
generic welcome, friends and lovers of all shapes and sizes.
Oh, that works too.
No, I
And
like,
then
I like
you
hers
hit,
better.
Yeah, that's
great.
good. That's good. Get your heart on.
With hard eyes. Welcome, folks.
That's great.
Today-
That was so genuine.
I
I love
it. That's good.
Today we're watching a very interesting new horror
Yeah, and
romantic comedy.
and just in time for Valentine's Day. We got it in just, under
Just
the
in
wire.
time.
In what month are we in? June, July?
One of them. I think June.
Yeah.
I don't
God.
know.
Yeah, we picked the summer to watch a Valentine's Day movie, and I did not expect to like this, cause like I didn't think you could bring slashers into like 2025 and have it be like
Turns
kind
out
of fun.
Turns out you can just kind of take a little genre from here, take a little genre from here, and if you do it well, it works. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. I figured
Yeah.
I would like the stupid slasher movie because I'm a fan of stupid
Right.
slashers.
Mm.
But this one, and I think I texted you this, they didn't try to make it a drama in between the stabbing people. It was decent acting, good acting. It was believable. And then they murdered the fuck out of people. It was kind of
like,
great.
Danielle had a great like analysis of it. It was like she said it was like a
It feels like a rom-com
yes.
that also happens to be a slasher because a lot of the main plot was about this couple getting together and them like finding love while they're like
Yes.
getting
Getting
chased
murdered.
by a murderer.
It was such a fun take on like a slasher movie. It almost felt like they made a rom-com and then they're like, well, what if people got stabbed in this? And then they were like, okay.
The classic rom-com tropes. They bump heads.
Yeah.
They meet in a coffee shop. They have the same coffee order. You know,
And then he shows up at her
At
work
her
and she's
work.
like, oh my gosh, I saw him earlier.
when she's struggling at her work and her boss is a bitch.
It's like super cliche, but they're like fully aware of how cliche the rom-com elements
Yes.
are.
Like there's literally that heart-to-heart scene while two stoners are fucking in the back of a van and they're
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
yeah, you know, I was never close with my family and that made me really want like something close.
And then you just hear slapping.
Meanwhile, it's just, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. And you're just like,
Do you like that? Do you like that? Gets me every time. That's not their first time sleeping together. Do you like that? You know what she likes, and that's why you're doing it. You're looking for validation during, not after.
oh my God.
It's funny.
Yeah, and like I actually like the design of the killer. Like they kind of made it like the old 80s. They had to have a mask. They had to have some kind of like defining outfit.
And then even the slasher elements, big knives, interesting use of surroundings, like with the when they made wine out of that lady.
Is that what that thing was?
I laughed so hard. So that's an industrial grape press. And they put a lady in it. And it made me... This is where sometimes I have to take a step back and just go, are we okay? Am I okay? Because I laughed so hard. As soon as she got in that thing, I was like, yeah, I know it's a piece of machinery, that is. And then it's the Buzz Lightyear with the prongs on the back of it. And I'm just like, she's going to get fucking squished. And then she does. And then they give you the middle of frame, middle of screen, just...
Yep. And I like that it's not a cutaway, because I feel like if this were an older movie, they would have cut away and you just see the blood splatter.
As soon as you saw her face, like,
yeah.
As soon as the expression changes, then they cut.
Yeah.
Right.
And
but
this one, they were like, no, we're going to throw her face at the screen.
Yeah. And that's, I think, the difference in new horror is that they don't cut away from the gross. Like, they keep all of that in and they stay in one shot, and they're like, all right, you're gonna have to look at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've like, look at what's happening. Like, you can show this stuff now where like, you know, back in the 80s when Jason put like a sauna rock through a guy's stomach, they're like, whoa,
that's
okay,
too
pump
much.
the brakes, buddy.
They had to cut some blood out,
And they had to, like, the sleeping bag up against a tree.
Yeah.
They had to be in a sleeping bag, where now they'll just break pieces of you off on the building.
Right. Like,
which is great.
It always reminds me, it's the scene in Friday the 13th 4. And like the guy goes into the basement. Jason, of course, is in the basement. And like, you just see Jason swinging something at him. And because the MPAA or whatever it is was so like concerned about showing blood, the guy that Jason's killing has to shout out what he's doing to him, because they're not. He's like, "Oh, he's killing me! He's doing it! He's killing me!" And I'm just like, "Come on, just show me Jason killing the guy. It's fine."
Now, did either one of you expect it to be less gory because the rom-com part of it was so good?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like at first I was kind of thrown off by how rom-com-y it was.
Right.
And there was a moment where Steve was like, where's the killing? And it was just like literally right before it started picking up.
Yeah, because like you open with that great, like, you get the cold open, he's like shooting arrows at people, and like it's like the snobby couple, like, you didn't get my photo, I'm gonna have to propose again.
I said, don't put it in my food. Also, don't put the ring in the strawberry.
Oh my God, you're going to
have
on it.
$6,000 in dental work on top of all the deposits for your wedding.
Oh my God.
I was thinking that. I'm like, can you imagine you bite down on that thing?
Oh, dude, and you just hear the tooth
just explode. It's a diamond. It's going to explode.
Yeah.
Tooth is going to go away.
Yeah.
It's like, babe, that strawberry was a little sharp. It's like, no, wait, you didn't like crunch it, did you? Oh, fuck, that's a $7,000 ring in your stomach.
Now you got to wait 3 days and dig through poop just to get married.
Well, now you can just reach right into the open guts because
one thing, after the movie was done, I was just going through some of the kills, and I was like, no, they did a good job with the kills, and none of them were over the top, if that makes sense. They were all crazy. Most of them were crazy.
Right.
Some of them were just mean, which is great. And then some of them you were like, I wasn't expecting that to happen in a room where there isn't... A lot of the killing takes place where there's not a whole lot going on in the background, and it was still kind of... I don't want to say creative, because people have been dying in movies since before movies. People have been dying. So every way to die has been done, but showing it in a film, they didn't do they didn't only do the classics.
Right.
Which they did the rom-com stuff very well. They did the slasher stuff very well, and they did the kills on theme, but a little creativity in it as well, which I thought was very refreshing.
I was gonna say with the kills, anytime I see a slasher film, I kind of I come at it as if you are analyzing a real life serial killer that typically has a specific way that they like to kill. And this is like a Criminal Minds thing where, you know, you see all these serial killers. They always have a what is it called?
Oh, their MO.
They have their MO. They have a motive. They always have like a specific target that they go after. So obviously in this case it's couples, but the way that they were being murdered was all different. So that kind of leads you to believe, oh, it is a couple, a team, something where there are more
everything's
people,
a little different.
because some of them are from a distance, some of them are up close, and there's different weapons being used. So I kind of was starting to piece together that it's not just one guy.
Yeah.
We've also watched a shitload of slasher films. That's a lot of it.
And like some of these were like crazy, like new. Or like that couple in the back of the van where he takes the tire iron and shoves it through the guy's mouth and then slams her down on top of it.
Which was going to happen to her throat anyways if they let it happen. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
But no,
like,
that was cool. That was cool.
And like that whole drive-in theater scene was probably my favorite, just because like the killer's walking through, people are like, holy shit, I think that's the Hard Eyes killer. And like as he's walking through, there's a guy just standing by his car and he's like, hey, what's up, man? And he just gets stabbed in the stomach and fucking thrown in his
The guy who's the most nonchalant about it gets
you could tell
skewered.
That was like just some random stoner who's like, yeah, I'm going out to the movies on Valentine's Day. He gets out of his car and he's like, yo, dude, what's up?
Yeah.
Just get full machete
Just
to
fucking
midsection.
the stomach. Oh my god.
My first inkling about and these teams of killers, you never want to relate it to Scream or things like that. It's like they're doing, yes, it's the same thing. Somebody had to do it first, but
Right.
I liked how there was no dialogue from the killer unless you couldn't see the killer, and it was a voice changer. And I was like, oh, as soon as I heard a voice changer, I was like, that's more than one person.
Yeah.
But my first one was the detective lady gets into the wine crusher. What the fuck are you? You know how she died.
Right.
She got crushed by the wine crusher. Why are you inside?
She's like holding up the hair
Yeah.
and she's like, oh, that's brutal. Yeah, okay.
Like she
right.
gets inside of it. It's like they would have somebody cleaning that out.
Yeah.
The other thing I really liked about that first couple of kills was they didn't show you decorating this. I hate that when you like see the killer building their like altar or whatever.
Right.
It was like, no, like I want to experience it like the detectives.
Yeah,
because the
like-
people he killed didn't get to experience it.
Right.
This is the only way people get to is if it's found. So let's see
Yeah,
it as if we're
like,
finding it.
Seeing that heart in the fucking
Yeah, I was just like, oh, that's great.
yeah, and it's like surrounded by flowers, and they're like, how do you know it's the Hard Eyes killer? And it's like,
There's a
Exhibit
heart.
A.
And then you turn it over and it's like, okay, as the audience, we know this is the Hard Eyes killer.
Right.
Yeah. I hate that they called it HEK. Like,
Yeah.
why do you need to abbreviate Hard Eyes
Yeah,
Killer?
and it's a little close to HBK, the Heartbreak Kid, the professional wrestler. So that was the first time like HBK. I was like, what is Shawn
HBK?
Michaels gonna pop out and just kick somebody in the throat?
Fucking turns into a WWE movie.
Just yeah.
But like I love all the like little interactions with like the beginning characters when they're like talking about the Hard Eyes killer, and like it's like that one teen with his girlfriend. He's like, yeah, man, I ain't scared. Like the Hard Eyes killer is nothing. And she's like, shut up, Greg. You cried yesterday. And he's just like, no, I didn't.
No,
No, I didn't. Yeah, the humor in this was pretty fun. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't dying laughing at anything,
Right.
but
The
I
best
chuckled.
the best friend was a good, counterpart to her.
Right.
Because she's very love is I don't like love, and that's why I have a job where I use that and sell things. Meh.
And like I also love like they're getting chased by the killer, and like they get up and they're like there's you can tell they're starting to fall for each other, and like the killer comes out of the house and they're like, we're not even together, kill somebody else.
Right? I like
Those are
that
good,
stuff.
those are good.
And then again, when they're like, he knocks her out of the way of the car when they're leaving the police station.
Yeah.
And like they're going in, you think they're going in for that kiss, and then you see him come out. She's like, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up.
Yeah, some of those moments were really fun. The thing that Steve brought up immediately was he was suspicious of our lover boy.
Yeah, I thought
And
How dare you?
I know
He's a sweetheart.
it's one of those things where they always make you think it's
There's
the
always
love
a red
interest.
herring. Yeah.
They always make you think it's like the first guy that gives maybe just like the slightest bit of creepiness.
Right.
So I pretty much was like, no, there's no way it's him. I'm like, maybe
Can't
he's
be.
involved, but I don't think
Because
so.
Can't be him.
Because I didn't pick up on like the rom-com stuff
Yeah.
yet. So my first thought was, he knows her coffee order. He knows where she works. He's trying to get into her life. He's like trying to find, and then
Oh,
He's
you
like, "We're going
cynical,
on a date."
you cynical
Yeah,
bastard!
I
I'm sitting
thought-
there like, they're gonna have sex. They're gonna have sex. That's awful, Steve. You need a.
dude, I've seen like, well,
That's disappointing.
because my brain goes to Scream, and the boyfriend was the killer in
Yeah.
Scream. So
But it's not Scream, Steve.
I know,
Yeah.
but that's where I was like, oh man, I bet you that guy's gonna don a hard eyes mask and start stabbing.
That's why I purposely like forgot about Scream. Like as soon as I was like, oh, this is probably a couple of killers. Nope, no, don't bring it back to Scream. They're not gonna do it as well. That was the
Well, and the one thing I did like they always give the killers like the stupid monologue at the end, but I liked that they actually told you what killer killed what victim, because
Yep,
like they
that
never,
was neat.
they never do that in like the Scream movies or
They're
any of the whodunits.
It
You
could
just
have
have to
been me,
guess.
him, or her.
And
Yeah.
like, you know, there's all the people online. Well, it had to have been this one because they did this way.
Right,
And I'm
he
like,
couldn't have got to that side of town that fast.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
stuff
he
like
was
that.
here at 8:15, and then by 9:20.
yeah.
Yep.
But like, I just like that it was like, it was almost like a parody on that scene because they were just like, no, we're gonna flat out tell you, yeah, I killed these two people. Yeah, she was feeling a little tired that day, so I ended up going. And like, and then they're like, oh yeah, like fucking Reggie just fucked everything up, so
Right.
we let him die, so that's fine.
Yeah, just the mysterious third team member.
Yeah, they're like, we're a thruple.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
cool.
It's weird that they call themselves a thruple, but then they're like, no, we're not. Actually, we're just a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
let the other guy
okay.
watch sometimes. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, he seemed to be the one with like the huge boots.
The
and,
Yeah.
like,
oaf, the oaf of
Yeah,
the group. Yeah,
they just needed someone strong to just come in and start slashing.
Yeah.
I will. We say this a lot. I wish the people getting chased would make better decisions and do things. And in this one, they actually do a decent job of not getting killed.
Yeah.
And there's a couple things. So he's in the closet. The next encounter, she's very wary of a closet
Yeah.
that clearly is
I
not
love
closed.
that.
I was like, that's good. And then she's got the flagpole.
Yeah.
And then he uses the flagpole. I was
Yeah.
like, so she was right.
Right.
She was half right. She had the weapon,
Oh my
but not
God.
the place.
I forgot about that when she opens up the closet and she's like, he's like, yeah, I don't know. Oh, fuck. like, like hits him in the head with something. She's like, he's in the fucking closet.
that scene was pretty funny because I was like, it has to be going somewhere because there was like 3 different things that made him go up. And I was like, when they got to the door, I'm like she looks frustrated, and the Uber driver or taxi guy says something, you should go to her, and then he goes to her, and I'm like, all right, what's the point of this? Getting into the apartment so they can canoodle? Yeah, let's see how they do that. Then she doesn't have the key. So she's going to break a window. No, let me break the window. Well, he has to get cut or else
Yeah.
he doesn't get invited up. My landlord loves me. No landlord is going to want to replace a door ever.
Yeah.
The outside door, which is probably the most expensive door on the building. No. And then he cuts himself and they have to go up. And I'm like, okay, why are they here? And I paused it and I'm like, we're about halfway through. It's about to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
it
hit
really
play
ramped up.
again. And then they make their way. And I love how her apartment is just absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've definitely seen that in real life where someone wasn't expecting company and I'm like, this is how you live. But then it's like cleanliness versus how much I want to get laid. So it's like, I can deal with it.
It was very real. It's usually in movies you get the picture perfect, everything has a place,
Yeah.
like there's not a single cup left out on a table, and at least they made it look a little bit more
Yeah.
realistic.
But like I love when when she's like, "Yeah, sorry about the mess. I wasn't expecting company," and he just yells from the bathroom, like ever.
Ever?
The other good thing about that is she takes one pizza box, folds it in half, stuffs it in the trash can, closes the trash can drawer. It doesn't fully close. And then when they cut back to that room, it's not just clean all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I hate that, where it's like, that would have taken you an hour and 15 minutes, and now he bled to death. So that
It's literally bleeding out of
little
your
stuff like
bathroom.
that, I was really happy with. And then in the police station, he really did not want to be handcuffed to that table, and I was like, if they kill him while he's handcuffed to the table, I'm gonna be super disappointed.
Yeah.
But he was worried about that the whole time. He's
Yeah.
like, whoa, like before the guy left, he's like, well, get these over. He's like, I'll be right back.
It was
I'll
like
protect
he
you."
was aware that he's in a slasher.
right. He's like, this isn't gonna work.
Right. It's almost like they have the knowledge of previous like slasher
Yeah.
horror movies.
Oh my god. And then like I still think the biggest kicker is like at the end when they take off the mask and it's like the big reveal. And like they do this when they kill the first hard eyes.
Yeah.
And they take it off and they're like, who the fuck is that? And they're
Yeah.
like, I don't know. And then it gets to the end and it's like the huge reveal. The guy takes off his mask and they're like, he's like, it's Bill. And they're like, who? And they're like, the IT guy.
Yeah, she blows him off one time.
Yeah. Oh my god. I thought it was just so fucking funny. Like just that final moment, and like you can see her look go from like she's like startled to like confused because she's like, wait, do I know this person?
I think she did a great job in the
Yeah.
movie. Like hers, the best friend was a good performance for that type of best friend. The loud, oh my word, like what does she say when they're having coffee and she sees his picture for the first time? She's
I
like,
don't remember.
my basement is flooded.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Like,
god, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, they gotta have the dynamic duo of the like reserved, like I'm just trying to do good work, and then the like, fuck it, like
yeah.
go out, have fun.
Then they do the outfits scene
Yeah.
where they've got champagne and they're changing the outfits like in
That's
every
such-
rom-com.
yeah,
like
such a rom-com.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
trope.
And no, like it got to the ending and like I think Danielle said, she's like, I swear to God, if she runs to the airport and it's like the whole ending of the movie is just a rom-com, like I
Yeah.
truly thought like they killed the hard eyes guy in the parking lot, and then the next scene is literally him getting on a plane, her rushing to the airport, and I'm like, holy fuck, are they just gonna like is the
Yep.
last 30 minutes just gonna be the end
And
of a
then-
rom-com?
I
Yeah,
thought it was gonna end like a rom-com.
Grabbing the look-alike brown fella was hilarious. I laughed so hard. He turns around, I'm like, you have to apologize for that, white lady. I thought that was so funny. I was like, that's not him.
Oh my god! Like I was on board. I was like, oh shit! All right, yeah,
Cool.
Final scene in the airport. She's gonna profess her love. They're gonna get together, and then like it'll do like a 5-year cut, and they're like living together or something. And I was like, cool. That's how Hard Eyes ends.
They still did.
Yeah, they still got to
because
it.
that's your favorite shit ever at the end of a movie. I want to see what they're doing later.
I like when I like seeing where they ended up.
Right. That was pretty funny. Still
Wait.
at the same jobs.
Yeah, for like the final slasher part of the story, it was a little cheesy. It was a little Scream-esque
Mhm.
with the monologuing. That shit always drives me crazy because I would be, if I was in that moment, I would be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just stop.
And
I don't need to hear your life
I'm like-
story about why you're murdering people.
And listen, Scream is my favorite fucking franchise. Like I love all of them, whatever. But they haven't done one of those ending monologues well.
No,
They
no.
always
Yeah.
it's
never
always
done.
yeah,
No.
and it's always my least favorite part of that movie because I'm like, I don't give a shit why you snapped and started killing. That was the fun about it. It like
Right.
you didn't know who was doing it, and then when they revealed it, why all of a sudden are they like, oh well, you know, like 5 years ago you stole like $50 from me and
Yeah.
never paid me back. So
You cut me
I-
off at a red light and gave me the finger, and I'm gonna murder you now.
Yeah,
But
like,
they did have. So when they revealed that was their kink is killing couples,
Right.
they
Yeah.
could have ended it there. because several times in the movie they've referenced, even the like head detective or whatever was like, everybody's got a kink, and that's in that's in the opening couple of scenes.
Right.
It's like talked about a kink. So you could have tied it with the kink and been like, okay. And then, of course, the Saint Valentine, they panned over to the Saint Valentine. Then it's a kink.
Yeah.
We're good. Start murdering.
Yeah, also, I wasn't the biggest fan of them trying to make her choose between herself and him. Why weaponize your victim when they have one shot that is pointed at you?
Oh, yeah,
Clearly, they're going to shoot you.
But what's nice is even though she has a loaded gun with one bullet, and it's stupid. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you want to survive your murder spree, don't give the person you're trying to kill a weapon.
You hear that, all you killers out there listening?
Oh, you
pay
couple
attention.
Killers.
Don't hand a gun to your victim.
But she actually shot her.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll allow it because she actually, and in the police station, she missed a bunch. So in that one, she actually hit her target and was like, that's cool.
Through the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, through the boyfriend.
So by the time it hits her, it's almost even less effective.
Well, it was less effective, but I think the revolver would have been a 45, so it would have fucked her up pretty good too. But it would have blew his shoulder would have been shards of bone.
By shoulder.
Yeah, it would have been like 6 inches lower and just hanging, and he wouldn't have been able to do anything with that arm. But I digress. It's a movie.
Yeah, no, I mean, and like after watching it, I kind of want more like fun takes on like slasher movies like this. Like it's kind of interesting to like, like most slasher movies always start the same. You get to a neighborhood, you get to the woods, you get to whatever. People start dying off screen, then they start dying on screen, and then
a killer running around at a certain time of a year in a city.
Whoa! Oh man!
Whoa!
If only there wasn't one set at Halloween, Friday the 13th, April Fool's Day, Christmas,
every holiday,
Thanksgiving,
other Valentine's Day murdering movies.
Oh my God! There's like 7. There's Valentine. There's Valentine's Day. There's My Bloody Valentine.
And speaking of that, the Love and Death, and they reference Romeo and Juliet and things like that.
Yeah.
Her campaign for that fragrance or whatever, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty good.
I kind of like that, honestly. I don't know why she got such hate.
Like, so did you know there was a psychopath killing people and you chose this as your advertisement?
Yeah, lean into it.
Yeah,
I liked how she was like, well, you approved it. And she was like, I gave it for you to do. I trusted you. And I'm like, that's actually good management. It's actually how you want to run a business. You give somebody something to do and you let them do it.
Yeah,
and then
I mean, I would have bought it. I would have bought 2. At least 2.
Did we even see the final campaign? What this whole thing was about? They showed that at the end?
Didn't they? Because they got like some award. Oh, no, they didn't.
Mm-mm.
They just got the little party at the end because they were like...
Because she was leaving.
Yeah. She's like, my dynamic duo team.
I don't know where she was going or what she was doing. She was just going back to school.
Yeah, she was going back to be a nurse. But it felt like they were like
moving. And he was still working there, so they would see her.
Right.
So it's fine. We don't need to tear it down. This was actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, like good. I mean, it's just those small little like nitpicks, and I'm like, what could you really? I mean, it's a slasher movie, and with a comedy aspect to it.
Yeah.
She ditches him,
right,
and gets called out for it, and I'm like, this happens a lot. Thank you for saying something about it, movie people. I appreciate it.
I love him in the back of the car, like you ditched me. And she's like, I was being chased by a killer, and he's like, newsflash, so was I.
Right.
I wondered in that moment if there were the 2 killers kind of going after them separately,
right?
That we don't know yet because we think it's only one guy.
Yeah, like they didn't show his chase.
Yeah, we don't see his side.
Yeah, because he just falls and gets knocked out, and then the killer goes after her. Yeah, but you don't see where he ends up, but just with a mask and
because she has a point. She's actively being chased by a killer. She needs to run from it. Like, what is she gonna do? Drag him?
Yeah, now you're both dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, it was pretty fun. I'd recommend it.
Yeah, like it's not. I mean, it's kind of doing something new, but it's nothing like you got to rush to go see this.
Yeah.
If you like romantic comedies and slasher films, you will 100% like this movie.
I feel like that's a very small population of people who likes
yeah.
both.
But some people might watch it because of the romantic aspect, and I feel like a lot of people watched it for the slasher aspect, which is why we watched it.
Right.
And then we were happy about the rom-com aspects of it.
Like,
Which so they kind of, I think they kind of did what they set out to do.
Yeah.
And they definitely pulled people from only liking these or only because a lot of horror. I don't know if you've been on the internet much, but a lot of people that like horror films hate romantic comedies.
Yeah.
And vice
And
versa.
they're the same fucking movie.
Yeah.
They're the same. This is how we make slashers and horror films. This is how we make rom-coms. And they just do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the same thing. One's love and one's murder. Like, that's it.
Right.
I feel like this is the like couple appeasing movies where it's like, well, I don't really like slashers, but I like rom-coms. And he's like, well, I think rom-coms are stupid, but I like slasher
Right.
films.
Yeah, no,
And
this is great date night. She
Yeah,
gets a little
yeah.
bit of rom-com,
Right.
he gets a little bit of death, and then she gets scared but happy at the end.
Right?
Yeah,
She's
Cuddle.
going to go, a couple times, and he's
Yeah.
going to laugh a couple times.
Yeah.
And then he's going to go, a couple times when they're being mushy.
Yeah, and then she's gonna like squeeze your arm, and you'll be like, "Oh God, gushy stuff."
Yep.
So this is basically a movie for straight white people.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, what else is there to say?
Was he the only not white guy in the movie?
There was a little bit of diversity.
I don't know
there.
what city they're in, but
Yeah, what's
When
city?
the whole-
Oh, they were in Seattle, right? No.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
Seattle.
because of the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, they show the tower and stuff. But
Yeah.
so this Valentine's Day, if you're straight, you're getting fucking killed. You're getting killed.
Only if you're straight though.
Only if you're straight. Yeah, they're very particular.
Which
on
I was
that.
totally fine with. I was like, get murdered.
Happy Pride Month.
That's what you get for being happy. Stab.
Well, next time we're gonna watch another summer blockbuster movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get back to you on that one. We'll catch you guys next time for more Every Film in the Book.
Bye.